What is going on, guys? Welcome to a new video on the channel. Please smash that subscribe button and please like the video. This is going to be a bit of a different one today. We have a another tattoo technique talk, but this time I'm going to be going over one of my tattoos that I did about 7 months ago. Now I am using the Ayre in this, and I have recently just switched up a lot of my my technique and my hertz in the Ayre, but my technique stayed the same, but it's just I've dropped my Ayre down to 66 hertz now, and I'm just gonna quickly turn that up, and then I'm gonna go through I'm gonna give it kind of like a running commentary on what I'm doing. So this is going to be a really cool one for you guys. So yeah, please make sure you smash the subscribe button and let's get into it. You can watch this on my page. This is a tattoo stencil that I did. It's solidly on there. This is the design on my iPad, and this is my setup. So I'll just pause it here. So if we go over to, that's the wrong window. If we go, that's another wrong window. Where is it? Window capture. So you can see I'm using inkies on the left. That's the green stuff. And then I've got my needle set up there, which we'll go through. And then my ink drop system is here. So in this, let me just go over to this. So this cup here, I've got the full black. I use the Ganga black ink, and then I swap to the normal dynamic ink cup, black, and this is 3/4 way full, so about here, and then this is 12 drops, 6 drops, 3 drop, 1 drop, and then I've got my 2 wash cups just to rinse my needle out between dipping into each tone. I don't tend to really worry about when I'm tattooing. I don't really tend to worry about washing my needle out so much if I'm coming down, if I'm going up, sorry. So from light to dark, but it's really good practice just to wash your needle out between switching each cup. Now if you don't rinse your needle out from darks to lights, then this dark will start to dilute this each lighter cup, especially from the black. So just bear that in mind, because it's going to make each cup darker over time. So throughout the tattoo will just get darker. So that's not great. So let's carry this on here. This is the Ayre machine. You can see that there. And I am on 96 hertz on this with a motor setting of 0. I dropped mine down to 66 hertz and then the motor setting of +1. That's my new setup, so ignore that. This is the needles I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using a 7 soft edge magnum long taper 0.30. This is the Sublime needle from Quadrin. These are the new needles. And let's get into it. So we'll start down at the bottom here. Just using a pendulum swing, just going in at 45, coming out at 45. And I like just to test the skin out in just different directions first, just to see if it's bloodied, see if it's good skin. Just carry on that there. Just really soft. This is the softest technique you can use, guys, which is the pendulum. And when you'll use it, you can see it's just gone straight in. I believe, let me just check on the reference. I believe I'm probably using a 3 drop cup here for the lighter tone. It's not the lightest tone on the reference. And you can also see well tell that with using a smaller needle grouping, you don't need as much pressure on the skin to get the needle in and the ink in. So I use a lot of in my tattooing. I use a lot of my tattoo with the 7 curve mag because it's just a lot better to get the ink in. It's kind of gone off screen now. I can't really show that, but it's the same kind of technique. I'm just following the reference round. It's very hot in the UK, so I need to make sure I'm hydrated. I have just slowed this down to 0.75, so I might just increase this to normal. There you go. See the this is super fast hand speed for me, man. Like, I do not use this hand speed anymore, but obviously I'm using it a faster hand speed. You can see it's just going red there. This is a super light tone now. This is the lightest tone, so this is the 1 drop I'm using. But with the new settings on the Acus, you'll find that the redness of the skin is like non-existent. It's so good on the skin, dropping it down to 66 hertz. So this is a solid black now. This is a gang of black going in here underneath the lip, because we've got a dark shadow underneath that lip. So I'm just brushing it in. I'm just turning the needle to the side and just using the bouncing technique. This is super fast. It's really weird watching me do this, to be fair. I'm going to update. Please smash a like on the video, because if I get sorry about that, if I get 500 likes on the video, I will I'll keep dropping these until I've kind of exhausted it. I think it'd be really good to do this, and I can start filming my full tattoos, and then coming into this window and just talking through them, if you want to do that. So that'll be on the members section of my YouTube channel. I'm going to start doing these really in-depth seminars, I guess, and filming them and talking through them on the members section. I'm absolutely sweating here, and I might even go live as well, so I can interact with you lot. But I'll be doing live seminars for you members. So this is now a 11 soft edge Magnum, exactly the same gauge. So with a 0.30 needle, like in the incredible podcast, the latest episode with Alex van Ratingen. He's a fine line tattooist, a very, very, very good one. And in the podcast, we were talking about different gauges and stuff like that. And I said to him, I felt like 0.30 needles are way better on the skin than standard needles 0.35, because the small individual needles within the needle grouping is smaller, so it punches a smaller hole into the skin, which just allows less blood to come through. So that's the reason I use 0.30. 0.25s are just a tiny bit too small. And I find it struggles a tiny bit more to get the ink in, because the needles are so small within the needle grouping. So that's the reason I don't use the 0.25s. Here we go. I'm just adjusting this. You can see my hand speed and my machine speed are pretty spot on, even though it's a very fast hand speed. I'm just going in here with the side of the mag, just bouncing that needle up, just testing the area first, just touching the skin, just making sure I'm in the right spot. And I'm using a triple black here, like the darkest black I've got, the Ganga black. Just brushing that in. Now my tattoo stencil is solid. It's not rubbing off, and I use a particular technique for that as well, which I'll be putting up in the members section as well. Let me know if you want this whole video or if you want it in segments like part 1, part 2, part 3. It's very hot in the UK though. I'm sweating in here. Got so much like computers and screens and lights. It's making me very hot. Again, I'm just following the reference. Just bouncing that needle just like this to the side, just bouncing that needle, just using the corner of the mag, and just making sure I'm right up to that line. And then I'll go in. This is a 7 curve mag, by the way, guys. I've switched back because I tend to switch different needle sizes. Say if I've got a 15 curve mag or a 23 curve mag and a 7 curve mag or an 11, I'll switch, because this is quite a tight area, I'll switch to the smallest needle. But I will use a lot of I will use a 7 curve mag a lot in this tattoo. Glistening. Sweating out here. It's like 20 degrees still, and it's 10:30 at night. Just wash that down. It's looking quite nice. It's looking quite nice. It is weeping a tiny bit. His skin isn't the greatest, but it's still pretty good. Still going in. But I've used my setup. I've gained a setup. This is me just coming backwards on the backwards motion, just dragging back, just building up them layers really. Now I'm cross hatching it this way, just building up them layers really slowly. That's a David Vega technique. He uses that literally throughout the whole of his tattoos. We'll just zoomed in there. Let's go. You can see it's weeping and bleeding a bit. Now with the 66 hertz, you wouldn't get that. You would not get that. Got a bit of light pollution there. It's very glistening. When I tattoo, you should go away though. There we go. You can see the individual dots within the tattoo. That signifies to me that I've got the right machine speed and hand speed combination. If I'm seeing jumps in my tattoo and it's not smooth, it's not uniform dots, then I know I'm either my machine's too fast or my hand speed's too fast. It's me just smoothing it all out here. I've got a tiny bit of a I'm just looking at the reference here. I've got a tiny bit of a shadow here. Just blends that out, just softens that out. I'm just pulling back from that black area. Now I'm going in with the dark here. Solid black. Again. Just not using super harsh movements. Just allowing the machine and the needle to do its work. You can see that is pretty solid in there. Need to go back into that really. Just looking at the reference. Always look at the reference. Choose the next part of the tattoo. Really think about your tonal selections. I can see the bit underneath just whips down just to form that bottom teeth layer. This is a really cool video, actually. But yeah, please let me know in the comment section down below if you want to see more of these kind of videos, because these are really informational. It's basically like one-to-one seminars, isn't it? Over the internet. This is me just sharpening up those bottom teeth there with the bouncing technique. I'm just coming in with some of these, just coming in like this and then going down just to separate some of these bottom teeth, because I can see there's a tiny bit of bottom teeth action there. This is a lighter tone as well. Just going to fill that area back in. Like that. It's looking pretty solid. I'm liking this. Now we have, so this isn't super dark under here. You've got a tiny bit of a, you can get, say if you're watching this on the TV, you can get your phone and look at the reference as well, and just pause the video and just kind of zoom your phone in to look at what I'm doing. So you've got the reference on your phone, and then you can watch this video back as you're looking at the phone, and you can see which tones I'm using. So this here, just coming down here really gently. You don't want to get a thick line in there. Just trying to keep it as simple and as clear as possible. But yeah, I'm going in with a medium tone here. So this is probably the, I'm just whipping back for the shadows over the teeth. Only a couple of passes. Don't want to overdo it. You can always add, you can't take away. I'll probably go back into that. Another layer, Oliver? Nope, not yet. But there, yeah, this is me just whipping up from that line I've created. Just whipping that up, just going whip, whip, whip. Nice sound effects. You can see it's just, as I'm just whipping that out, it just creates a nice soft shade out there. But I'm going in with the tonal choice I think I used in this was probably, I would say a 12 drop or a 3/4 full drop. I'd say a 3/4 full drop, to be honest. Just whipping that out there. Just creating this flow. And you can see on the lips as well, they've got kind of like a curvature to them. So I'm moving my needle with the curve of the lips like this. I do the same with eyes as well, which you'll see. Maybe in another episode, who knows? Depends on how long it takes to get there. Now I'm just going in with the side of a mag, just creating these, only with a really light shade here. Just creating these lines in the lips, these small creases. Again, just using the side of the mag there just to create them. You can see a tiny bit of needle mag lines there, so I'm just going too fast for the machine. But it's only a small section, so it's not too bad. I think I will go into those teeth though. Maybe not, who knows. Now I'm just doing the bottom lip. This is definitely a 12 drop cut. It's a tiny bit lighter than the top. So if I use a 12 drop cut on the top lip, I'll go in with a 3/4 just underneath the lip here, near the teeth, just to create even more contrast. So you can always add a layer of darker, you just can't take away. But this is definitely a 12 drop cup here, and I'm just pulling back from that line I've created. So I'll always map it in first with what color I need or what tone I need, and then I'll just pull back and try and blend that in. Nice. Again, look, you can see I'm just moving my hand with the curve of the lip. I've got a tiny bit of a darker tone there on this side where I'm going into now. So I'm just opening that up there, just pulling back, making sure it's all nice. All nice and blended. Second pass in there. See, look, that's me. Slow my hand speed down because it's not really going in too well. So I'm just slowing my hand speed down, which just allows more ink to be packed in. You can see though, because my machine's running super fast, you can see it bleed there. That just signifies to me that it's I should really be pulling down my machine speed. But if memory serves me right, I think I've tattooed him before and he had pretty bloody skin, but it's because I used a faster machine speed, so I didn't really know any better. And it healed nice as well, so he doesn't bleed for long. It's gone now. This is me just doing the bottom of the lip here. Again, this bit here will need a darker tone in. So I'm just going in with the one shade right now, which is probably the same as the top there, maybe a tiny bit less. Just pull this over a bit. There you go. This is a really good video. So clear. Me again, pulling back, using a backward motion. Building up them layers, making sure it's fully saturated. It's a bit red here. It's not too bad though. Just making sure that line's in. And that line, and that line. Using the side of the mag, just doing this. Making sure it's fully saturated. I'm really looking at my reference, then going back, then looking. And to be fair, I'm looking at my reference now. It's pretty spot on, to be honest. Just going in with a darker tone here because there's a tiny bit of a shadow there. I'm just getting because there's a shine to the lip. So I'm just making sure the shape of the shine on the lip is pretty accurate. Let's just adjust this camera. I'm going in with a dark tone here now for this hair, just coming around these lips. I'm using the side of the mag, just brushing that in again. Using the side of the mag, just brushing it in like this. Now I'm just flipping it over and just to make sure I've got that solid part in there. I can just see a tiny bit of needle mag lines in there, so I'm probably just moving my machine a bit too fast for the speed. Just coming in here again with the side of the mag. I'm definitely going to be doing more of these because I'm having so much fun doing this. And it helps you guys out and it gives me something to do. Just building up them layers. See, knowing what I know now, 7 months on from this video, this would go so much smoother. I mean, it's smooth anyway, but this would just be so much easier if I just turned down my machine. But it's how we learn, guys. It's how we learn. It's trial and error and trialing things out and making sure, you know, we're learning from each tattoo we do. Just going in with the side on the mag here. I'm really slowing my machine, my hand speed down to try and pack this in. Some clients, I can see that here. This is why I'm going to say it. Some clients' skin, although you're using the darkest pigment ink, like a triple black or a Ganga black, which is super pigmented, it still doesn't look that dark in certain people's skin. I think just people's skin just react differently. So this, now I've just washed my needle out, just going in with a I believe it's probably a 6-drop cup here. Looks quite dark though in that pooling. Yeah, it's a 6-drop. Just building these soft tones around the lips just to give them the shape, just so it looks like it's folded over on the top there with the shadow. I believe this is what's the model's name? Adriana Lima, I believe. I think that's who I use. I'm just whipping that out from this. Super consistent as well. Each super consistent hand speed. I'm just saturating this part here because this is in the shadow. If you're looking at the reference with me, you can see there's a tiny bit of a line up there as well. You can see I've just left that line in a bit. Got some nice creases in here, so I'm going in with this 11 curve mag here now. I've switched from the 7. I probably wouldn't switch from the 7 now. I'd probably use a 7 for this if I was to do this again. This is looking really clean. You can see it's all uniform dots. There's no mag lines really in this tattoo. Again, we're saturating this area because there is a shadow there. It's all about tonal choices. It's all about putting, you know, having a couple of passes in the skin. If you think if you're not sure on what tone to use, just pick a tone. Have like, I like to use like three cups. I like to pinpoint 3 cups and what I think it is, then just go in with the lightest cup and just see what it looks like in the skin. If it looks good, you're sweet. But 9 times out of 10, if you pick the lighter option than what you think it is, you'll probably have to go in with the next darker cup down and carry on going until you find the right cup. And then over time you'll know which tone to use, and then it just becomes like second nature. Like, I know that tone's that, I know that tone's that, and you have like this sixth sense of knowing which tone's right and which isn't. And it's very rare now that I pick the wrong tone for a section of my tattoo. Sometimes I do, if I haven't cleaned or I'll pick a right tone, but if I haven't cleaned my needle out properly, it comes across darker or something like that, or lighter, and I'm like, what? So always make sure you clean your needles out before picking your tone. This is really fun, guys. I'm going to do this again. Smash that like button. It helps the channel. And it'll help you guys. And press the bell button as well. Press the bell. I don't know what I'm doing here. What am I doing here? Is there some... texture. Oh yeah. So we've got a bit of the skull. Got a bit of the skull here. Just mapping this in. Got some teeth up there as well. It's almost like X-ray kind of stuff. So I'm just making sure I'm going in with the correct tone and just saturating that area. These lips are looking nice though, man. Look at this. Now the see where I'm doing it in this part here, just where those teeth are coming in. Great camera angle, Oliver. Got such a delay in my headphones, it's weird. It's like I can't speak. Cut my beard too low as well. It's jarring. Yeah, it's looking good. It's looking very, very good. Just same techniques really, guys. This is from 7 months ago. This is a New Year tattoo we're doing here. This is golden. This is a golden video. Now we're going up towards the teeth section, I believe. Or will we go into... Yeah, we are going into the teeth. Going into the teeth. Let's just move this over so you can see what we're doing here. I'm just going into the teeth now. I'm just using this whip motion from this. See, I've gone in with a tiny bit of a too light a tone that I can see. So I'm just doing a couple passes on that. And I'll probably need to go darker with that, to be honest. Again, the same with this one. I'll probably use the same tone. I'll probably have to go one down, sorry. This is me dipping in here. Am I going to go back into that? No. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. I am going to go into it. You can see that it's a tiny bit darker now. I have gone back into that. I knew it. Just a slight bit off. I just needed the next cup down. And we're all good. And then it progressively gets lighter here. So I'll use the same cup, which I've just used now, just to use a bit of a lighter tone in there. Probably the original tone I used for the first two teeth there. Just following these shapes, really trying to make that sharp. So I'm just turning my needle and just bouncing it just to make it really sharp there. That's nice. That's nice. Very clean. Well done, Oliver. Nice. Again, the same with this one. Can see that one's just shaded a bit more. This is nice. Now, above that, you've got that line that does this over the where the cheekbone comes. I'll need to put a darker tone in there. There we go. It's almost like I know what I'm going to do before I do it. Yeah, this is a triple black here, I think. The Ganga black. This is I'm just gonna start to. It might have even been a 3/4 drop cup. It looks like a 3/4 drop cup, to be fair. It's not as dark as the bit under the lip there. This will be black. This is definitely black in here. Can't really see on the angle here, but and with ink pooling as well, like this, I just kind of I just visualize the stencil underneath and just know where it is. So I can still visualize it, even though I can't see it. I can just kind of X-ray vision it through the ink pooling, and I just kind of know where I am because I've got like a snapshot in my head on what I'm doing. So if it does pool out with ink, I just commit. I just commit. This is me cross hatching. This is me also knowing that my hand speed is a bit too fast for the machine, so this is me slowing it down. So to make sure I eradicate the mag lines and just smoothing it out, and it is doing that now. So we've found our speed. Just slow it down a tiny bit. There we go. We found our speed. So mad, man. Just watching myself back. Just very, very nice. You can tell I'm not stretching too much either. That just allows me to use most of the needle hang to go into the skin, because I know we've got a tiny bit of bounce back there, so we've got a bit of leeway. I need to go dark with that. We're using a 7-round shader now. I don't use 7-round shaders anymore. I only use 5. There you go. I'm using... Yeah, I'd use a 5 for this. So I've probably gone in with a 3/4 cup. Don't go up too far, Oliver. Stay just there. Go underneath. That's it. This will be a bit more dark underneath. On that. Don't go up. Don't go up. Ooh. I need to come around the bottom a bit more. But we're going in for the nostril. Small circular motions there with this 7-round shader. Again, 0.30. Please smash that like button if you are enjoying this video, guys. I'll be doing more of these if you like this. Let's go. I'm really enjoying this. Good stencil as well. It's not rubbing off at all. Love it. It's now 11 PM in the UK. It's a bit cooler now, actually. Just mapping this in now, like I'm looking at what's a very similar shade here, and using that to map in, and then with the dark black there, and then now I'm just using a 11 curve mag. Is that 11? Yeah. It's like I'm watching it with you guys. It's lovely. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do more of these. These are sick. These are really cool. I'm going to be doing loads of different... it's rubbing off a tiny bit up the top there, son. Smudging it down a bit. It's alright, though. Again, I'm just slowing my hand speed right down there to pack that ink in. Few passes on there. Just checking where. Don't rub too hard when you wipe that off. Christ. It's like I'm watching it live. This healed really nice, actually, this tattoo. He hasn't been back in since, though. Only once, I think. Yeah, so you can see there's a tiny bit dark there, just going round the nose. The nose is a bit of a weird shape in the reference if you're looking at it on your phones or on your iPad or whatever. Following it along with me. Let's just pull this over. This is a solid black here, just to create that contrast in the nose when we come to do it. Yeah, this is getting confusing now, so you want to just really make sure you're looking at what's going on. Yeah, I've kind of rubbed away this section of the lip here, so I'm just sticking this in before it fully goes on the stencil, just to make sure we've got that in there. So we've still got that shape. I'm moving my hand speed far too quick because I can see mag lines. Good camera angle there. You can see the mag lines here. If I pause, yeah, it's just a tiny bit choppy here. You can see these mag lines just coming down a tiny bit. It's not as smooth as this part or this part. You can just see I need to slow my hand speed down a tiny bit here. This is me going into this now. Now I'm in this area. Again, very fast hand speed. This is not too bad. Just making sure all the tones. Now I've kind of come away from this bit of the tattoo. I'm just letting it. I've let it calm down over the last 20 minutes or so. I'm just going back in just to, because you see the true tonal values of this section when you let the skin calm down. I would do something very different right now. I'd pull this. I don't know if I do it, but I'd pull this down from here quite straight and just kind of curve it like this. So instead of having it like this, I'd have it like that. But we'll see if I do that, because I can see it on the reference. That might throw the piece off. I mean, it's not gonna be bad at all because it still looks good, but definitely make it better, more true to the reference, which is what we strive to do every tattoo we do. Smashing this nose now. I would probably switch to a 7 here. I wouldn't use an 11. I just feel sometimes when you use a bigger needle grouping as well, it can feel it's a bit smoother, but you have to kind of you kind of have to, within a bigger needle group, and the bigger needle grouping you go, flat curved magnums especially, you have to really slow your hand speed down, because the more you go up in needle groupings, you'll see the mag lines more. So you have to, I think it's because the motor changes a tiny bit because it's pushing a bigger needle, especially with the force of the skin hitting back on the needle as well. So it's not, like I said, you have to put more pressure on a bigger needle for it to go into the skin than a 7, for instance. And this is an 11 I'm using. I wouldn't use an 11 in this now. I'd use a 7 around here, especially with a lower volt or a lower hertz, because you've just got way more control over the machine, over the passes, over everything. I'm going to say, have I done that wrong? But I didn't. Really looking at this reference now. Of course I didn't do it wrong. So this tone on the bridge of the nose is a 6, I believe, but I think I might go up for a 12. It's too light there. I know I've only put one pass in, but you can just see these mag lines again, dude. Slow that hand speed down, brother. It's coming in though. Those lips, we're using a 3-round liner now. What are we using that for? Oh, probably the hairs over the nose. I still use 3-round liners in my work for the small details. Don't rub that eye off, Christ. My camera I'm using actually is just my iPhone. It's this one. It's the iPhone 13 Pro Max. My emails there. Always working. Multitask. Ah, okay. I'm going in with the 3-round just to sharpen these teeth up. They look pretty sharp to me, dude. It's not that crazy, but again, I wouldn't have to do this if I slowed my machine down and slowed my hand speed down. This is me going in with this the lines here. This is a really good section of the video. So I'm using the 3 here, committing, finding my depth, committing. I'm not using a black. I'm using a 3/4 cup. I'm just moving this needle very quickly, just so I don't pack too much black in or tone in, just so it's not too dark. Like I'll speed my hand up, not to the point it stipples in the skin, but I'll speed my hand up and just pull back on the pressure, just to put in the lighter tones there. You can see that across the nose. I'm using the same tone, the same needle, and then I'll slow my hand speed down just to pack more in there, like that. It's a bit more slower. We got that darker line in there. Might need a second pass. Oh my god, that's techie. Why are you doing that? Fucking hell. I need to add a tiny bit of... What I need to do as well, I need to add a tiny bit of shading just here, underneath here. This could go up a tiny bit as well. And again, this again needs to come down, but I think I do it in the end. Do I have this whole video on? I think I only have the portrait. I only have the portrait, and then I've finished. If you want to see full live seminars though, let me know. Please smash that like button. Let me know. That will signify to me that you like this kind of content. I enjoy doing it as well. I really do enjoy doing this. I don't know why I move my hand so fast. Again, it's all part of learning, guys. It's mad though. I think it's because I get into like a rhythm. It still looks good, but it's just, it could just look better. It just look better. But it's part of the growth, people. It's good to look back on your work. I do this a lot actually. I do look back on my work a lot. This is me going in with the eye here because it is rubbing off a tiny bit. Again with the bouncing of the machine, bouncing in the needle there, just going in, making sure it's nice. That out of the way so I can see what I'm doing. Is this a 7? Yes, this is a 7. 7 curve mag. Using a darkest tone I've got, which is the black. Ugh. It's looking good. Be interesting to see what it would look like if I did it now. This tattoo. With what I've learned over the last 7 months. I'm getting tired. It is midnight in the UK. Not bad. I'll let you know if I do eyes differently. Yeah, go up like that. Yeah, get the old eyelashes in. Again, I'm using it, just curving the mag round. I'm actually rotating the machine in my hands, in my fingers. You'll see. You'll see that. See if I go back in. No. Just really making sure I'm sharpening that edge there. Using the side of it. You can see the depth there. That's a good shot. You can see the contrast really coming out a bit now. As well, I find under the LED lamp that I've got, it doesn't look as good until you bring it away from that. I find that a lot actually. I'm using a 7 curved 7 am I using a shader? Yeah, I'm using the 7 round shader, I think. Yeah, I am. Let's get this eye in. Get that. Make sure I've got. Don't go in smaller than that. Don't do that. It's making me nervous. I'm just feathering that in. Yeah, that's good. Looks good. Spot on. Just coming. Yeah, I'll do this as well. Just coming in with the. I'd use a 5 round shader now, though. I wouldn't use a 7. Sticking these hairs in here. Can't really see what I'm doing. I killed a black widow in here, a false widow, yesterday, and I don't know where it's gone. It's moved. I didn't hoover it up either. This is nice. Nice machine control. Just putting some texture in here. The corner of the eye. Again with a 7 curve mag. It's looking good. Very good, very nice. This is a 3 now. I'm using a 3 now. Because well, I'm not too sure why. No, didn't want to do that. Oh, I'm just pulling down from the eye here just to create that shadow. Again, just pendulum swinging that in. Brush technique. It's like a paintbrush when you're on the canvas. Same thing. I'm going through one of these a day, man. It's not good. It's really not good. Yeah, we're just putting this shadow here in the eye. Wonder how long we've got on this left. Got about 20 minutes. But let me know. This is just a little sneak peek. Yeah, this is a little sneak peek on. This is my. This is me just going in with the I like this eyebrow technique. This is what I use for my eyebrows. Actually, do you know what? I'm just going to pull that tiny bit back. You can see that. Just going to go in with the eyebrow technique again, because this is a really, really good technique. So I kind of angle my needle, my mag, the way it is, and just whip that in, and just slowly carry it on. And then I'm turning the needle just to make sure it's following suit. It's super soft, and you can see the individual hairs as well. It's a really nice technique I like to use there for the eyebrows. You can go over a few times as well, just to make it a bit darker, which it is in the in a reference. I need to sort my life out. I'm so hungry. I've had nothing to eat all day. I'm fasting. It's basically a video diary, isn't it? This of my day. So this is me just going in with the cheek. It's a bit of a skull. This is a really cool design, actually. It's a really cool design. Me just pendulum swinging this, swinging that in there, bruv. Do you know what I mean? Just check my DMs at the minute. No one's in. I've got a free day of tattooing tomorrow. No one wants to take it. Lovely job. Looks like I'll be doing another YouTube video for you guys. This is nice. Yeah, so this is with a this is probably with a 6 or a 12 drop cup here. I think it's a 12. This is a bit darker. This is nice, man. Again, I'm going to start to do these videos as well. I'm going to start doing these videos with my current techniques and record them and just voice over them exactly like this video. So keep an eye out, guys. If you're a member of the channel, this will be for you guys. I might do a short version for free, and then for the members I'll do the full length clip, which you'll find in the members section of this channel. So I'll probably do like a half an hour clip and then the full clip. This is just me going back into where I think needs more saturation with shading and stuff like that. Just really creating some depth now. Putting in these shadows here. This is using a very light tone in here. It's probably a 3 drop cup or a 1 drop. I think it's a 3. What are we doing here then? This is the shadow just under the skull, where the eyelid is, the bottom eyelid. Pendulum swinging. You see a lot of that in this video. Do you know what? I actually used the 11 curve mag a lot. Just deepen it. Just deepen it. I did use a lot of the 11 curve mag in this video for this tattoo. This is me just going in with a 3/4 drop cup here, not a black. Very nice. That eye's looking nice. Slowing that hand speed down. Just making sure it's nice and smooth in there. Opening that skin up for the darker tones. Yeah, what am I doing there? Yeah, it's the right tone. This is a 3/4 full cut. Just adding this in. Do you know what, guys? It's been an hour now, so I'm just going to flick to the result. There you go. I've added some light in there as well. Some tonal stuff in there. I did go back into the to this bit here and just add this. I'd have probably brought this down here if I did it again. Like I was saying. Super red though. Super red. A lot of that redness would be alleviated if I slowed my hand speed down. Let's just see it back in. Not hand speed, slow my machine down. Let's just see it back in black and white for you guys. You can see. Yep. I like turning it. I like turning it. I love this bit here. I love this bit here. I like turning it black and white because when you turn your tattoos black and white, you really get a sense of if you've used the right tone or not. Because when it's in black and white, you can see the, you know, how it's going to look when it's healed. Basically, looks good. It's not bad. I love that skull. Really cool. Awesome, guys. That is it for this episode. Let me know if you do want to see more of these. I will be doing these more often. So yeah, please smash a like on the video. Please subscribe if you're new. And yeah, I'm going to be doing some half an hour free ones for you guys, and then full in-depth ones, probably over like the space of 4 or 5 hour videos, and uploading them to the members section. If you want to learn more about what I'm doing. So yeah, guys, I appreciate you stopping by. Thanks for hanging out with me on this Thursday evening, and I hope you're all well, and I'll see you in the next one.